Hey everybody, welcome to another video. Whew. It's true, you cannot see a dang thing in that helmet. Oh, anyway, welcome to another video. This time I'm delivering up on a promise that I made, which kind of seems like a rare thing nowadays. But anyway, I'm doing my Clone Trooper collection video, if you couldn't tell by me wearing this 501st helmet that is way too small for me. So anyway, and also got my last rifle from Revenge of the Sith, which is, this is actually a pretty rare item nowadays because Hasbro doesn't make these light up blasters with like the actual like black paint anymore, because I guess they got sued because somebody got shot because they thought, police thought this was like a real gun or something. So anyway, besides that, yeah, so doing my Clone Trooper collection video, just thought I'd do this little quick intro into it. And, yeah, so I do love clones. You know, you might hear me, like, saying some less than gentle remarks about the prequels, but I do love the clones. And, like, instantly, as soon as I saw them in Episode 2 and then in Episode 3, I just, like, fell in love with them. And so I do collect quite a lot of clone stuff. I don't collect as much of it now as I used to because, as you're going to see shortly, I have tons of clones. So I don't really need to have a whole lot more. And so they're right over here. If you can see them, right over there. Just out of reach of the camera. And so, yeah, let's go check it out right now. Yeah, so here's my collection, guys. Just to show off a wide shot, I am having to stand like way by the door in my room to get this to all fit in frame. And because my bed is the only surface really that's large enough to house all of it. And so, yeah, just kind of pan, zoom over things real quickly. I will, of course, go into more detail, start one corner, and just work my way around. And so start over here. This is kind of my, I guess this is kind of where I have like more of the, put more of the plain clones over here. And this took me a while to get all these guys out, probably at least an hour or so. But I think it was well worth it, and it was kind of nice to rediscover my collection in ways. So start over here. This gunship right here is actually from Episode 2. If you saw my room tour video, then I've already said that. The front missiles here have long been lost to time. They're probably in some corner, in some dark corner of some room in some house. So, yeah, but this is very cool. This is one of my earliest vehicles that I ever owned. And so I do love this gunship. And you can see right here, that is actually an Episode 2 clone pilot figure as well. And back there, I don't think that is an Episode 2 clone pilot. I'm not really sure which line I got him from. And we start over here. The exception to the plain clones over here is the shock troopers. This isn't the new vintage collection Lost Wave shock troopers. These are from an Episode 3 battle pack that I got, as you can see from the little Senate pod. It was very cool troopers. Just give you guys kind of a shot there. Let me see if I can mess around with this camera. Video there, maybe? No, maybe no. I don't know. Right? It's like he's trying to adjust. Ah, darn camera. Anyway, this seems like a pretty good distance, you can tell. But very nice. They use the super articulated Clone Trooper mold, which I will talk about in a bit. That is my favorite Clone Trooper mold of all time, really. Especially from Revenge of the Sith. That's really when Hasbro started to get into doing these super articulated figures. And all started with the Clone Trooper figures. But a very nice figure. The paint looks awesome. And the Senate pod itself is very cool. Very nice accessory. Put him back there. Moving right along. Up here is the episode 3 clone commander figure. I don't remember if they actually gave a specific name to this guy. I don't think they ever did. It was just clone commander on the packaging. I don't know if in the expanded universe there's a clone commander. It looks like this. I have to stand up there for a second. But very cool, the figure. I have several of these guys. That's kind of my generic clone commanders. But it looks very cool, and Hasbro does love reusing this clone commander mold, as they have done several times. So put him back up here, and this figure right here. This, let me see if I put my chair over here. This is the super articulated clone trooper that I love so much. And like I said, this is the first figure that really started the whole super articulated trend for Star Wars that continues till this day. And this is, like I said, my favorite clone trooper mold, because I feel that like the ones that have all the removable helmets and stuff, like that's nice and all, but you know, it is just a generic trooper figure, so we don't exactly need that. But it's very nice. You can see they got the wear on there, which Hasbro released for first in the Revenge of the Sith line. There was, let me see if I can get this guy out without causing tripping everybody over. Now, this was the first Episode 3 clone trooper figure that Hasbro made. And I do not really like it, because it's, first off, you know, it's got, let me see if I can show you guys, it's one of those play action features, which even as a kid I did not like, so I always was just kind of anti against that, and so it just overall wasn't that great. The articulation's not as good. Articulation's not, and you can see it's all white, kind of plain, whereas this guy has some weathering, so he looks like he's actually seen some combat. So it's very you can tell there's some big differences between it, and then Hasbro kind of learned their lesson when they made this guy over this guy. But I still nonetheless have several of these, since, you know, these were the only clone figures available for a time. But very cool. And to show you back here, these are pretty much, I try to get all my plain clones over here. See back in that corner, it's like, that was in like a battle pack. It really doesn't have any articulation, it's just like a plastic statuette. But you can see some of the Episode 3 clones scared in there, and then the back there are two of my Phase 1 clone troopers that are very articulated, like the super articulated clone trooper. I definitely don't have as many Phase 1 clones as I do Phase 2, because Episode 3 was really when I got into like overdrive mode with collecting and stuff. So but I do love the Phase 1 armor nonetheless. And you can see here I've got all the different ranks of clone trooper. First we got like, I always get the green and the blue mixed up. I know that red is captain, which this is the Episode 2 figure. So this is actually from the movie line, Episode 2. So he's not very articulated at all. Oop. And of course, I make his blaster fall. But I do have the very articulated one right over there. We'll get to him in a second. But anyway, very nice figure. Very nice looking nonetheless. And this might be like one of my very first clones that I ever had. So, I do like him. There was like, that's either the sergeant or lieutenant, I forget which one. That's commander, the yellow's commander. And then, like I said, sergeant or lieutenant. Over here is a jetpack trooper, which is from one of the Episode 3 battle packs, which is actually like kind of accompanied that gunship over there, which we will get to in a few minutes. But these figures, the one draw with this clone trooper mold is that the legs, you can't really move them forward because, like, kind of like in real life, you know, there's the armor plating kind of blocks the movement unless you want to bust the leg. But these clones do have very nice, like, leg motion. Oop, get on camera first. But however, the arms don't really have a whole lot of articulation going for them. I think only that the shoulders have articulation. But it does come with this cool jetpack, which had like 2 firing projectiles and stuff, which was very cool. And he has this like kind of harpoon gun looking weapon that came with him. I can set him back up there. That. Alright. And so just give you guys a final look over here, even though it's a little out of place now because I took those figures out. Moving along is over here. This is the AT-AP, I believe. It always got me confused as to what the name of this one was. But anyway, this is from the episode 3 line. You can get the AT-AP in the vintage collection line right now. Like every time I go to the store, I pretty much see one in the vintage packaging. They're not very popular, but it is a very nice vehicle if you do not have it, and a very nice addition to any collection, especially if you're into like the clones and the Republic and stuff. And so this is seen in the Battle of Kashyyyk in episode 3. Over here it comes with this little gunner figure, which really didn't have any articulation besides shoulders and head. Pretty much they're just swivel joints. And you can fit 2 figures inside, 2 pilots, a co-pilot and whatnot. And of course that's a stormtrooper figure, not actually a clone. Let's zoom in a little bit. Playing around with the zoom in feature. That thing we want to focus. But that's like a, I forget, that was called like a, I know it was in the Force Unleashed. That's pretty much as much as I know about that stormtrooper. I kind of forget what it was called. Down here is also from episode 3. It's pretty much what Hasbro did is they just repainted a biker scout figure, when actually in the movie the Kashyyyk troopers do look different from the biker scouts from the original trilogy, which I have one of the movie correct ones, which we'll get to just in shortly. Get my words twisted. And this is a very cool speeder bike. I'm not going to pull it out and mess up the whole look of things, but pretty much right here, this little bar would detach, and then you could break the bike into 2, because you could like recreate like Order 66 when Commander Neo shot down a Jedi. I forget what was the name of the Jedi. So if you guys know the name of the Jedi, leave it in the comment section below. Moving right along, the Clone Wars. I don't collect a whole lot of the Clone Wars figures because they're really just not the nicest figures. They're more for kids and like playing than they are for collectors and stuff. But I do collect some figures that really stand out to me, or some characters that are only available in like the Clone Wars, like you saw Cad Bane a while back when I picked him up in the Star Wars Pickups video. But so yeah, this is one of the few Clone Wars figures that I have picked up. This is the Flame Trooper that we saw in the second Battle of Geonosis story arc. I forget which season it was. It was either like season 1 or 2, I believe. But anyway, they're pretty much, it's just the snow clone mold, except for with different colors. And it's nice flamethrower. So I like it. It looks cool. And I do love getting these like specialist kind of clone troopers. There's another trooper from the Clone Wars. Also, I forget, it was ARF Trooper, ARF, I think is what it was called. Then I'm not really sure on what it was called. Pretty much why I got him was just for that big chain gun right there. I just thought, oh man, that looks so cool. And moving back on something that I forgot to mention, I just kind of looked over. I saw this when I was kind of pulling stuff out for this video. This is the super articulated clone trooper, but he had like, I guess I like pulled out the hand accidentally or something, which I don't. When I was a kid, I didn't really play as rough as some other kids did, but you know, things do get lost or broken from time to time. And in the same bag I had a Bespin Luke, so you know, I decided to kind of like combine it, and like this is a Wounded Warrior clone trooper. So I thought that was kind of neat. Anyway, setting him back up. So yeah, that was a very cool looking from the Clone Wars. Also, next to that, that's a Seleucami trooper with the chain gun from Battlefront 2. Which I pretty much got because, again, the gun looks awesome, and the figure itself is very nice looking as well. I do like that Seleucami trooper mold, the whole look, and so very cool looking trooper. I believe this is from one of the comic packs that was released a few years ago. I forget the name of that clone commander. Again, I just got him because he looked cool. I think it might have been Commander Faye. Not sure on that one. Not quite sure. So if you know what that clone commander's name is, again, feel free to tell me. Along that's Commander Bakara from Episode 3, which you can see I've kind of using rubber bands attached a pistol to his rifle. My whole reasoning behind that when I was a kid is just, you know, he looks like a big, bad and awesome clone trooper, so he needs a big, bad and awesome rifle to go with it. So, you know, kid logic. Duh. Anyway, back there is Commander Gree, who we saw get cut a little short at the end of Episode 3. Very cool figure. Again, the super articulated clone trooper mold, which Hasbro loves to use, or at least did love to use, for several years there. Now, of course, they're using the new mold with the removable helmet and stuff, which I haven't. The only one I have of that is Captain Fordo, and he's pretty cool. So, anyway, I don't have anything against the new mold, but I do love that older mold. This Commander Bly, of course, I got him in the Blu-ray commemorative Episode 3 pack. That's a mouthful. But anyway, again using the same clone commander mold that we've seen for a while now, since Episode 3. That thing will focus. This camera has a little issues with focusing sometimes. Again, another comic pack figure. This one I know for sure is Commander Faye. He came packaged with Quinlan Voss. Very nice Val pack. And again, this is very screen accurate to what the clone troopers on Kashyyyk look like in Episode 3 when you compare it to the repainted biker scout looking figure. You can see that the kind of visor is just a lot wider and stuff, but you can definitely see how it evolved into what the biker scout looked like in the original trilogy. Back there, another clone commander that I'm not quite sure the name of. I think it might have been Commander Bly, but then again he's missing his visor. So I didn't know if like Hasbro just kind of got lazy on that or what. But again, using the same clone commander mold, except for this one has removable helmet, which I'm not going to try and do and knock everything over. And there is Commander Neo with his bark speeder. Very nice figure. And speeder bike too. It had one of those things where it was like a plastic chain, you can like pull it and it'll zoom off and stuff, so it was fun playing with that as a kid. Get going here, this is kind of my little 212th Attack Battalion section. Over there we got the 212th Airborne Trooper. I wish I had more of him, but it's not exactly nagging away at me. I've got two 212th just regular old troopers, which are very nice. I got them, it was like 2006 or something. This one now, I got those, and there's, of course, is my favorite clone commander, Commander Cody. I don't know why I just really got attached to him. This is before even I like knew his backstory and stuff, but I just liked him in episode 3. He was cool before, of course, you know, he turned on Obi-Wan. But very cool figure. Another one that's been like remade, re-released many times. This one is an older figure. I believe this one was from the Saga collection, maybe. I believe so. It's not a newer one, which I'm not exactly dying to get a new one anyway. Scooting along here, that's actually Boba Fett from the Rise of Boba Fett Clone Wars. I guess you could call it Big Battle Pack, which I pretty much just got for the Slave 1 that's right over there. But again, one of the few Clone Wars things that I've wanted to pick up, and he passes as a good clone cadet. So, you know, this is a clone display, so why not represent the young clone cadets? Well, cadets, blah blah. Right there is the Utapau Shadow Trooper, which I do really love. This was one of those special figures. I forget like what it was. I think it was around maybe the time of episode 3 that he was released. Again, the super articulated mold, but a very nice, very cool looking paint scheme. So I do like that. And moving on here, we're getting into my kind of clone special forces over here. First off is Delta Squad from the Republic Commando video game. This is the Toys R Us exclusive one that was released like, was it a couple years ago now or something? I was very happy when I was able to pick that up. This is very cool. If I can see if I can get all of the commandos in one frame. Of course, you got Fixer, Boss, Scorcher, and Sev. Again, very nice figures. They look very well painted. Their weapons especially are awesome. You can see they got that cool metallic wear going on. My only complaint really is if you can see there that Scorcher has his special like grenade launcher attachment. It would be nice if they had the sniper rifle attachment for Sev, since, you know, he's kind of like the hunter sniper of the squad. But that's really my only complaint about these guys. Really awesome figures. If you can pick them up for a good price nowadays, I know that they're one of the pricier sets to find, but if you can find them, I do recommend that you pick them up. And over here, this is the gunship. Let me zoom out. This is a gunship I got around the time of episode 3. This was like a, I think it was like supposed to be like a Coruscant type, or like color scheme or something. This is what I kind of use. This is my favorite gunship, mainly because I have all the pieces to it, at least. And you can see, this is what was kind of paired with those clone troopers with the gray marks. That was like kind of like the corresponding battle pack that went with it. But I pretty much use this gunship for my ARC troopers and stuff. So I do love this gunship. Moving right there. Let me zoom in a little bit again. That's my ARC Trooper Commander with the yellow markings. That was my first ARC Trooper, actually. I was very happy when I was able to get it. It came like with a 2-pack with a Weequay Jedi, which I forget his name. I think he was just kind of like a made-up character for the 2-pack. It was a very nice figure. Of course, you know, these older ARC Trooper figures have been kind of outclassed by the new Captain Fordo figure, and I do hope that Hasbro decides to make like some other different ranks of ARC Troopers with the new Captain Fordo mold. I would love to get some more of the blue, just like regular ARC Troopers. And before I go into the rest of them, show the pilots. This is from episode 3. This is the clone pilot, the black variant, the black color scheme variant. So this is like kind of like an Imperial looking pre-TIE fighter pilot look. Very cool figure. This is the only one I have, but I do love this one. And over there, that's a Phase 1 clone pilot. I do not remember which line it was. Again, I'm not going to pull them out right now. Oop, something fell over there. But very, gotta love those clone pilots. Anyway, moving on to the rest of the ARC Troopers. First up is the Heavy Weapons Specialist, which is very cool. Very happy to have this. I'm very proud of all my ARC Troopers. I think it's like probably one of the more complete sets that I have. And maybe one of these days I'll do like a Hunt for General Grievous diorama. That'd be pretty cool. So now you guys steal my idea. I don't care. You can do your own. I'm not gonna like get offended by it if you do it. And I'm sure people have done it before I've thought of it. Oh, I'm getting out of the chair over here to get a better look. Over there is the new awesome Captain Fordo mold, or ARC Trooper Commander according to Hasbro. I don't know really what was up with that. I think like now that the new Clone Wars series has come on, that the older mini series that came out before Revenge of the Sith is like now non-canon or something, so they can't like use Captain Fordo's name anymore. Well, on the back it said inspired by Captain Fordo, so they didn't completely not acknowledge him. But very nice figure, again using the new Clone Trooper mold. You can see there, he has a removable helmet and stuff, which I already kind of showed you in my Chicago haul video. And over there it's Alpha, which again, another character that's been kind of screwed over by the Clone Wars cartoon. In the comic books and stuff that came out, pretty much telling about the Clone Wars and what Anakin and Obi-Wan did in it, he was pretty much their right-hand clone, as you could say. So it's unfortunate that they kind of replaced his character with Rex, which I don't have anything against Rex, but you know, I wish it was Alpha. I read that it was kind of a silly reason. It's like because George Lucas said there were too many characters whose names began with A, so they didn't want to call him Alpha, they called him Rex. It's just like, who gives a crap? You know, it's Alpha, Ahsoka, Anakin, whatever. Anyway, that's a discussion for another day. And right over here is the AT-RT that I got again around the time of episode 3. Very cool looking piece. Not the best. It had like some kind of like walking, stomping feature, which of course the batteries are long dead on this thing. Throat's getting a little dry after 25 minutes of talking. Imagine that. But very cool looking piece. Came with that driver, who again, like the AT-AP driver, just has very bare minimal articulation. And over here again, two of my clone commanders, which I think really that they look like excellent ARC troopers. When you think about it, they got the shoulder pauldrons and the visors and stuff, so I think that they're a very nice like phase 2 ARC trooper. But anyway, again, with the Clone Wars cartoon, they've kind of shown that they look a little bit different. Ooh. Need to get a drink of water after we do this. And moving along here, just to give you guys a little last look at that. I'm very proud of my Clone Trooper collection. Again, it took me a while to get all these guys out. And again, I might have skipped over a few things, which I guess I'll go back and talk about the ATTE real quick. Very, very cool vehicle. I recommend that you pick it up if you're a fan of the Clone Wars or the Republic clones, whatever. Very, this is like my first big Star Wars vehicle, like the $100 things. And it seems like Hasbro's made it kind of like an annual tradition now to make a big Star Wars vehicle, of course with the MTT coming out this year. I think it's already out. I'm not very interested in buying that because I'm not a huge droids person. But anyway, this is my first big Star Wars vehicle and I do really like it. You can see it in there. Let me try. tilt the camera. Let's see, get in there. I have this one. I got the episode 3 ATTE gunner figure as my driver. Kind of moving around, which I'll get to these guys. Again, with the opening back, they can fit like 20 clone troopers. So that's where a majority of these clone troopers I have out are stored, is in the back of the ATTE. Just to show you the figures I have back there. Two super articulated episode 3 clones are manning the guns. And then I've got clone captain and just a regular phase 1 clone trooper back there, kind of just like doing an action pose like, hey, over there. But anyway, very cool vehicle. It has lots of noises and features and stuff like that. And so moving over here, just to kind of show you guys some things that I found while I was searching through my boxes. I don't have any of these guys open because I've never really felt a particular desire to. But these are the fire speeder pilots, which I read that are like some retired clones that just get too old for service, kind of volunteered for fire speeder duty. And so that's very cool. I've got 2 of these guys unopened, and I think they look very cool unopened. And I might ooh, throat's getting very dry. So I might have to wrap this up quickly. But they look very cool, and I might open them up one of these days. But from the Saga collection, and I have tons, and I mean tons, like big buckets full of unopened Revenge of the Sith stuff. And I just wanted to show you guys. I found this. This is the super articulated clone trooper in its original episode 3 packaging, mint in package. Just to show you guys who may not remember or have forgotten or whatever what it looked like. Super articulation. So this is a big deal back in the day. And it says, equipped for all terrains and environments, the genetically engineered clone troopers combat the relentless droid armies of the Separatists. They are led into battle by the Jedi who serve as generals during the Clone Wars. Just a brief synopsis. And some other figures that are available in the episode 3 line. Starting at the bottom, Neimoidian Warrior, Wookiee Warrior, Destroyer Droid, regular, I think that's the super articulated clone trooper. Mass Amida, Polis Masson, General Grievous, Vader's medical droid, ATTE tank gunner, Palpatine, clone pilot, and clone commander. So several of these figures we've seen in this video. So, but I have tons of unopened Revenge of the Sith stuff. Dare I say I might be one of the biggest Revenge of the Sith toy line collectors on the YouTube. Of course, somebody's probably going to tell me like, oh, so-and-so has 10 million unopened, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, one of these days I might have to show you all my unopened Revenge of the Sith stuff. But yeah, that's a video for another day. I'm not going to do another huge video like this, at least for another week or so. Probably longer. And these are kind of my fighter vehicles over here. Of course, we got the Arc Fighter, which is an awesome and incredibly big fighter. I'm going to step back for a second to show you. I've got 3 episode 3 clone pilots in there. As you can see. I don't have an astromech in there right now, but not very important for just showing you guys. That was very cool, and I actually have another one mint in its box from the episode 3 line that I'm very proud of. And so that might be one of those things that I sell one of these days, but I'm not ready to get rid of it just yet. And over here is the Torrent Fighter. I believe that's what it was called from like the early Clone Wars, which if you read the books and watched the shows and stuff, then you know this is like the first mass-produced starfighter for the Republic, which was near the end of the war, or sometime in the middle, phased out by the Arc fighters. So this was like kind of the heavy fighter, and this is like the light attack fighter. So very cool to have both of those. So yeah, this is pretty much the end of this video. 30 minutes, woo! Half an hour I've been talking about this. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video as much as I've enjoyed making it. I do love having these opportunities to share my collection with other people. Besides, just like watching it and oogling at it myself. But yeah, so leave your questions and remarks in the comment section below. If you enjoyed it, leave a thumbs up. That'd be much appreciated. And if you didn't enjoy it, well, sorry. Nothing much I can do there. Thank you guys for watching. As always, this is Joker Fett signing out. Bye.